You're watching OTB Television Network.
At its best.
At its best.
We're here with George Wolf.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. We have had a very busy weekend. Obviously, Belmont Stakes weekend, but we've got great racing from all around the country. We're going to begin at Delaware Park, where on Saturday they ran the Brandywine for older horses. Let's head down to Delaware in the running of the Brandywine.
And they're off in the Brandywine Handicap. To the inside, Cherokee's Boy Away well. Private Lap up on the outside is going to challenge in the early going. Super Frolic with that rail, followed by Clay's Awesome in fourth. The Ladies Groom settles nicely in that fifth spot. Then Ouagadougou and the late running Separado taken back to last in the early going. As they race around the turn, Cherokee's Boy leads it by about 1.25 lengths over Private Lap. Super Frolic has that rail, and up on the outside, Clay's Awesome is fourth, followed by the Ladies Groom in fifth, opening quarter in 24 seconds flat. They've got 6 furlongs to navigate, and on the front end, it's Cherokee's Boy and Dunkelberger by a clear 2 lengths over Private Lap. Up on the outside, Clay's Awesome, Super Frolic with that rail in fourth. Length and a half further back to the Ladies Groom in fifth. It's about 5 or 6 lengths further back to Ouagadougou, and the late running Separado has over a dozen to make up as they move down the back stretch. Cherokee's Boy on the front end, still by almost 2 over Private Lap, and Clay's Awesome moving up alongside of that one. Super Frolic is racing in fourth, 2 lengths further back to the Ladies Groom, then a gap of 4 lengths to Ouagadougou, and Separado continues at the rear. Solid tempo, 47-2 as they make their way into the turn. Cherokee's Boy now has company from Private Lap and Clay's Awesome, those 3 across the track. 2 lengths to Super Frolic trying to keep pace. The Ladies Groom, Ouagadougou begins to move up on the inside, and Separado trying to rally from the back as they make their way around the bend. Cherokee's Boy on the inside, Private Lap on the outside are heads apart, followed by Clay's Awesome, Super Frolic. Ouagadougou rallies between horses. Separado kicking in from the back, wide open with a furlong to go. The 6 and 11 and 3. Cherokee's Boy gamely trying to hang in there on the inside. Up on the far outside, Separado's making his late charge. In between horses, Ouagadougou, Super Frolic with the rail. It's Cherokee's Boy all out trying to hold off. Separado is charging in a second. Cherokee's Boy, Separado's coming. Cherokee's Boy needs the line. Cherokee's Boy gets the line. Separado second. Ouagadougou got third over Super Frolic.
Cherokee's Boy getting the victory. A couple of years ago, this guy was on the Triple Crown Trail, but has had some setbacks. Now back in fine form, showing good front-end speed, fighting off a number of challengers to win by a neck over Separado. Ouagadougou getting the third spot from well back off the pace after making a nice middle move, splitting horses late. The winner, Cherokee's Boy, is a bay 5-year-old son of City Dancer from Cherokee Wonder by Cherokee Colony. He was bred in Maryland by ZWP Stable, owned by the breeder, trained by Gary Capuano, and ridden to victory by Travis Dunkelberger. Cherokee's Boy covers the mile on the 16th at Delaware in 1:44 and 1. We're going to head to Kentucky next. We're going to go to Churchill Downs in the running of the Dogwood Breeders' Cup Stakes. Grade 3 for 3-year-old fillies at a mile on the 16th. Let's head back down to Kentucky and the running of the Dogwood.
All set. Off and running in the Dogwood. Mismatched, breaking on top to take the early lead. Carolyn's Gold came away second. She's That Cat third. Runway Model gains 3 wide. Fourth, Culinary up the inside, cuts the corner in the fifth spot early. Followed up by Gallon Secret, and Atlas Valley is the early trailer. 8 lengths off the pace around the opening turn. Mismatched, and Sean Bridgemahan under a nice hold in front by a length and a half. Carolyn's Gold and Mark Gidry tracking from second now. And Runway Model is third up the outside. Culinary cuts the corner for She's That Cat's in fifth. Gallon Secret's up the inside. Atlas Valley's at the back of the pack. The quarter 24 1/5 seconds. Up the backside they continue. Mismatched in front by half a length. Caroline's Gold's right there second. Runway Model 3 wide, a close-up third. Culinary racing in fourth now by half a length. Up the inside, Gallon Secret advances steadily. Atlas Valley out of that trailer spot. She's That Cat is at the back of the pack into the far turn. Half and 48 and 1/5 seconds around the turn. Mismatched, shaking clear a length and a half. Caroline's Gold's in second. Runway Model is shaken up in third. And Culinary comes through between horses now. Gallon Secret's up the inside. Atlas Valley, She's That Cat comes on from the back of the pack to the top of the lane they come. Mismatched at the quarter pole. Turns for home in front by a length. Culinary, Caroline's Gold in between horses now. Atlas Valley starts to roll on the far outside. 3/16 from home. Mismatched has plenty left. left in the tank and opens up again under Bridge Maha. Now by 3. Caroline's Gold, Culinary next, and Atlas Valley on the far outside, but it's all mismatched. Mismatched rolling wire to wire in the dogwood to score by 2.5. Culinary second, Caroline's Gold, and Atlas Valley.
Mismatched, getting her first stakes victory here. You may remember her as the runner-up from last year's Spinaway. She had some problems with a knee since then and has returned very nice fashion here again on the front end at 7.5 to 1 over the favored Culinary. Caroline's Gold back in the third spot after pressing the pace every step of the way. The winner, Mismatched, is a dark bay or brown 3-year-old daughter of Formal Gold from Ivory Princess by Cure the Blues. She was bred in Kentucky by John Gallo and William Perry, owned by John Oxley, trained by John Ward, and ridden to victory by Sean Bridgemahan. Mismatched covers the mile in a 16th in 1 minute 43 and 2. We're going to head north of the border now to Woodbine for stakes race on Sunday. We're going to take a look now at the Labatt Woodbine Oaks for Canadian-bred 3-year-old fillies.
They're off in the Labatt Woodbine Oaks. Ready and Alluring might have been pinched back a bit at the break, and Boss Gary broke running. And it's Boss Gary and John O'Jones crossing over to the fence to lead it in front of the grandstand for the first time. Dance Hall Delights is in second position, and Gold Strike is third. Ready and Alluring is to the inside of Gold Strike. Then we have Victorious Amy and River Noir. Silver Impulse will save ground through the first turn. Then Archie's Gal. Whiskey and Low is second to last in Pirouetting Trails. The opening quarter was in 22 and 3. And Boss Gary is setting a lively pace out here. Leads it by 3 lengths. Dance Hall Delights is second. Gold Strike, her ears straight up in the air. And Castellano is fighting Ready and Alluring toward the inside. Has a hard hold of this filly at the midpoint of the backstretch. River Noir's fifth, 6 lengths off the lead. Then the Princess Elizabeth Winner, Victorious Amy who gets a nudge. Then Silver Impulse, Archie's Gal, Whiskey and Low, and Pirouetting. The half was in 46 and 3. Boss Gary will try to go it all the way on the front end. Dance Hall Delights looms into contention. Gold Strike inches ever closer, and Ready and Alluring has an opening for Castellano down at the rail. And it's Gold Strike on the outside, and to the inside, Ready and Alluring as they come to the top of the stretch in the Labatt Woodbine Oaks, and Gold Strike is pouring it on. It is Gold Strike by 4. Ready and Alluring is second. Boss Gary and Dance Hall Delights. They come to the final 16th of a mile, and the Manitoba Missile, Gold Strike, wins the Labatt Woodbine Oaks. Ready and Alluring second, and Victorious Amy third.
Gold Strike getting the victory here, 3.5 lengths, a possible candidate for the Queen's Plate upcoming in a couple of weeks. She was the favorite, close to the pace every step of the way, picking up the victory over New York shipper Ready and Alluring, who was shipping in off a very impressive performance last time out. Victorious Amy rallying from well back off the pace into the third spot at 38 to 1. The winner, Gold Strike, is a dark bay or brown daughter of Smart Strike from Brassy Gold by Dixieland Brass. Bred in Canada by Harlequin Ranches and owned by the breeder, trained by Reed Baker, and ridden to victory by Jim McElhaney. Gold Strike covers the mile and an 1/8 at Woodbine in 151 and 3. We're going to head out to the West Coast now. We're going to begin our West Coast stint with Golden Gate. We're going to take a look at the Grade 3 Berkeley handicap for older horses. Let's head to California and the running of the Berkeley.
Racing. You gotta wanna fast into stride with Best Minister Skipper Slew, followed by along the inside there is a Desert Boom going up towards the lead, and Desert Boom is heading You Gotta Wanna at the end of the furlong with Skipper Slew third on the inside of Best Minister. Smoocher outside that pair, the deepest runner at the 7/8 pole in 5th spot. He's followed by Mambo Train and Easy Million last of all. It's Desert Boom in front, a half length from You Gotta Wanna with 6 furlongs to run. Best Minister goes to third outside Skipper Slew. 2 1/4 Smoocher, racing solo in 5th. He's followed by Mambo Train and Easy Million at the back. 5/8 left to go. Desert Boom, 3/4 You Gotta Wanna. 2 1/4 Best Minister covering Skipper Slew. 3 lengths to Smoocher. 2 1/2 to Mambo Train and a couple to Easy Million. It's Desert Boom by 1 length at the half mile. You Gotta Wanna running second. Skipper Slew 2 1/2 back third. 3/4 Best Minister on the outside in a strung out field. Smoocher fifth gives away a 7-length start. Entering the second turn, he's 3 clear of Mambo Train, who's about to be joined by Easy Million. Up to the 5/16 pole, Desert Boom now almost 2 lengths on You Gotta Wanna, and 2 1/2 to Skipper Slew, another 2 lengths to Smoocher, 3 wide. Easy Million coming into the picture along the inside as Best Minister throws in the towel, and Mambo Train to his inside. Top of the stretch in the Berkeley, Desert Boom with a 4-length lead, but Easy Million's in hot pursuit down the outside. Then comes You Gotta Wanna, well clear of Smoocher and Skipper Slew. Inside the 8th pole, it's Desert Boom by 3. Easy Million's now a clear second. He's still gaining, but I don't think it's quickly enough. Desert Boom still the leader by 2. Easy Million runs on strongly, but Desert Boom all the way in the Berkeley. Over Easy Million, 6 away third. You Gotta Wanna just in front of Smoocher and Mambo Train.
Desert Boom, a nice victory here. Once again, a front-end victory seemed to be the way to go this weekend. All over the place with a 2-length win over Easy Million. You Gotta Wanna gives chase in the early going and fades to finish third. Disappointing, the favorite Skipper Slew, who was just under 2 to 1 and certainly looked like he was in very good form coming into this race. Came up flat at the top of the stretch after pressing the pace early. The winner, Desert Boom, earning his first stakes victory and his 13th career win from 32 tries. He's 3 for 3 at Golden Gate. He is a dark bay or brown 5-year-old gelded son of Boomerang from Sandance by Desert Wine, bred in California by the Van Mar Farm and owned by Robert D. Bone. Trained by Art Sherman and ridden to victory by Roberto Gonzalez. Desert Boom covers the mile in his 16th at Golden Gate in 1:40.4. We're going to pause now for a brief message, and when we return, we'll be heading to Southern California and beginning a busy weekend's worth of coverage from Belmont Park. Please stay tuned.
Who is this woman? A world-class tennis player? A famous fashion model? No, this is Diane Nelson, one of the nation's top-ranked jockeys. When Diane rides, she wants the best horse. And when Diane has a day off, she wants the best entertainment. And that's at the Teletheater Clubhouse.
If you haven't been to the Teletheater Clubhouse yet, you're missing something. It's really for everyone. Bring your friends, your family, and come on down.
The Teletheater Clubhouse, Central Avenue, Albany.
Helping the most courageous natural athletes on Earth live long and healthy lives, doing what they're born to do. Run with the wind. The Grayson Jockey Club Research Foundation, funded by private contributions.
Welcome back, everyone, to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now on the West Coast with the running of the Charles Whittingham Memorial, 1.25 miles for older horses on the turf at Hollywood Park. Let's head to California and the running of the Whittingham.
They're off. Sweet Return broke beautifully and goes for the front. Deputy Ladd alongside away in second. Vangelis, Just Wonder, and Red Fort make up the second flight. Then comes Pellegrino, followed by Stanley Park and Seraphan, and the early trailer is Continuously. It is Sweet Return, and he's doing it easily as they hook up with the main course for the first time. Sweet Return, 1 3/4 lengths from Deputy Ladd in second. Red Fort is close to the pace today. He's tucked in at the rail third and about 2.5 lengths off the lead. Vangelis just outside of the favorite. Those four have opened up 5 lengths on Just Wonder, who gallops in fifth. He's 1.5 lengths in front of Pellegrino, sixth, and 8 lengths off the lead. Stanley Park has 10 to come. Seraphan is 12 from the front, and if Continuously wins the 37th Whittingham Memorial, he'll make up 13 lengths as they turn into the backstretch, 6 furlongs from the wire, and Sweet Return is doing it smartly. Sweet Return uncontested up front, and he leads Deputy Ladd by 2 lengths. Red Fort continues to save ground. Vangelis keeps him in in at the rail. Those two eyeball each other's and the front runners, and now Vangelis pokes his neck up into third. It's still 5 lengths to Just Wonder. He's 7 from the front. Then comes Stanley Park and Pellegrino, 10 lengths from the lead. Seraphin still has 13 to come and continuously is desperately last, and they go into the far turn, and Sweet Return's trying to win it right here and now, and he just might do it. Sweet Return 3 furlongs from the wire, and now 3.5 lengths in front of Deputy Lad in second. Vangelis and Red Fort are now 4.5 from the front, then 4 back to Just Wonder and Stanley Park, and Sweet Return is a quarter of a mile from home. Now Red Fort begins to run after him in second. He draws within 3 of the lead. To the outside, Vangelis still has a chance, 3.5 lengths off the lead, and Red Fort is gobbling up ground now. Sweet Return can hear the footsteps of Corey Nakatani and Red Fort storms to the lead. Sweet Return comes right back at him, but Red Fort's ahead in front. Sweet Return battles back. Sweet Return, Red Fort. Sweet Return said, no, you don't. He battled back and won the Whittingham by a head. Red Fort lost the lead in the shadow of the wire. Vangelis and Deputy Lad for third.
Sweet Return, a very nice effort for this guy, running 4th last time out to America Alive in the Woodford Reserve, shipping back to California, picking up a much improved effort here over Red Fort with Vangelis back in the 3rd spot after stalking the pace early. The winner, Sweet Return, is a 5-year-old chestnut son of El Mamoul from Sweet Revival by Claude Monet. Bred in Great Britain by C.S. Tatson and owned by the Red Oak Stable, trained by Ron McAnally and ridden to victory by Alex Solis, Sweet Return completes the 1.25 miles on the Hollywood turf in 2:01 and 1. We're going to head right back to Hollywood now in the ungraded $75,000 ACAC. 7.5 furlongs the distance for older sprinters. Let's head back to California and the running of the ACAC.
They're off. Hasty Chris bobbled just a bit. It cost him about a half length. Congrats, and McCann's Mojave go for the front. My Cousin Matt and a recovering Hasty Chris, 3rd and 4th. Zanzibar and St. Averill are next, then Commander's Flag, and the early trailer is the stretch running Russian to Alter. Congrats rides the rail to a short lead. McCann's Mojave and now a closer Hasty Chris. Congrats half ahead in front. McCann's Mojave right alongside in second. Hasty Chris is 3 deep in third, with Zanzibar tugging 4th at the rail and less than 2 from the front. Then comes My Cousin Matt. He's 5th with 4 lengths to make up. St. Averill and Commander's Flag just inside of Matt. Russian to Alter is 9 lengths from the lead, and there's a half mile to run in the 4th ACAC handicap, and Congrats is traveling well. It is Congrats and McCann's Mojave 1-2 leaving the backstretch. Congrats a neck in front. McCann's Mojave is 2nd. Hasty Chris now 2 from the front in 3rd. To the outside, My Cousin Matt is 4th and 3.5 off the lead. St. Averill and Zanzibar are 4 from the front. Russian to Alter has made up some ground. Here's Russian to Alter, but he's 4 wide, and the trailer is Commander's Flag, and the leader is McCann's Mojave, who is put ahead in front. Congrats battles at the rail, but McCann's Mojave is now 3/4 of a length to the good. Congrats tries to battle back and does just that. These two in the ACAC. St. Averill is 3 back in 3rd. McCann's Mojave clear to the wire. Congrats is 2nd best. McCann's Mojave's got it and he's clear. McCann's Mojave, yes! McCann's Mojave won by 2 lengths. Congrats was 2nd. St. Averill 3rd. Close for 4th. Russian to Alter and Hasty Chris.
McCann's Mojave stretching out from a little bit shorter to pick up a 1.5 lengths, 8-1 victory over the favored Congrats, who was dropping back considerably in distance. You may remember his last start came in the Dubai World Cup. He has been competitive going a little bit longer than this. Showed good speed, however, got right into the game early and held on well to finish 2nd. St. Averill completing the top 3 with a nice off-the-pace rallying move. The winner, McCann's Mojave, is a 5-year-old bay son of Memo from Joni Ubar by Nordic Prince. Bred in California by Alex Nicky Hunt and Mike Willman. Owned by the breeders and trained by Patrick Gallagher, ridden to victory by Jose Valdivia Jr. McCann's Mojave covers the 7.5 furlongs of the ACAC in 1:27 and 1. We're going to continue with Hollywood racing now. On Sunday, they contested the Grade 2 Hollywood Oaks for 3-year-old fillies. Had a pretty solid field of fillies lining up. Let's head back out to California and the running of the Hollywood Oaks.
They're off. Lady Bertrando and Brooks Halo broke well. Charismatic Heart is close up, so is Leave Me Alone, and Seas Irish, and 5 of them tried for the early lead. Leave Me Alone rides the rail and goes fast to lead, but now Brooks Halo counters outside of her, and Brooks Halo is quickest. Leave Me Alone will have to sit second. Seas Irish and Charismatic Heart now out sprinted third and fourth, with Silver Dawn and Lady Bertrando 5th and 6th. Then comes General Group Meeting, and Memoret is at the back of the pack as they turn into the backstretch. Brooks Halo aggressive. It is Brooks Halo 2 lengths in front of Leave Me Alone, who will now angle to the 2 path for clear running. Leave Me Alone tracks the front runner. Brooks Halo now a length and a half off the lead. Seas Irish is pushed along a bit at the 4 1/2. She's joined by Silver Dawn through from the inside. They're 4 lengths from the front. Charismatic Heart now has 8 lengths to make up, and she's just been passed by Lady Bertrando, and Charismatic Heart is not traveling well leaving the backstretch, and in fact it looks like she'll be pulled up out of the race, and she will. Charismatic Heart has been pulled up. Memoret and General Group Meeting are 10 from Brooks Halo, who is 3 furlongs from the wire in the 60th Hollywood Breeders' Cup Oaks, and she leads by 2 lengths. Leave Me Alone and Seas Irish are together 2nd and 3rd. Seas Irish just put her neck into 2nd. Leave Me Alone's now back at the rail in 3rd and all in. Memoret from the back of the pack draws within 5 of the lead, then Lady Bertrando, but it's still Brooks Halo they have to gun down. Leave Me Alone, not today. Brooks Halo to the final furlong. Seas Irish and Memoret gonna try to gun her down. Brooks Halo is still clear, and now she's 150 yards from home. Memoret and Seas Irish chase her home. Brooks Halo no quit in her. Seas Irish, Memoret to the outside. Brooks Halo goes all the way to win. The 60th Hollywood Breeders' Cup Oaks goes in wire-to-wire fashion to Brooks Halo. Memoret 2nd, Seas Irish 3rd, Leave Me Alone 4th.
Brooks Halo getting the victory. Her last couple of starts, she's had some trouble with the footing. She's continued to reach races that were on drying out racetracks, hasn't really cared for the footing, and here got the footing that she liked and ended up winning by a length after opening up as much as almost 2 at the top of the stretch. Memoret closing, as is her usual running style, to finish 2nd. Seas Irish chalking the early pace and finishing 3rd. Favored in the field was Leave Me Alone, who did give futile chase throughout most of the early part of the running, but Brooks Halo was able to put her away relatively early. The winner, Brooks Halo, is a chestnut 3-year-old daughter of Southern Halo from Salty Lady by Salt Lake. Bred in Florida by Harold J. Plumley and owned by Michael House, trained by Jeff Mullins and ridden to victory by Victor Espinoza. Brooks Halo covers the mile in a 16th at Hollywood in 1:42 and 4. We're going to head back to Belmont Park now. A very busy weekend, of course, on Belmont Stakes weekend, going all the way back to last Thursday in the running of the $75,000 Fashion Stakes for 2-year-old fillies. This race is ungraded and, interestingly enough, has been of considerably more import over the last few years than the graded Flash Stakes. Hopefully this race will get back to graded stakes status relatively soon. Let's head back to last Thursday in the running of the Fashion.
And they're off. A quick start there for Blissful Trip. In between horses, there goes Stolen Prayer. Stolen Prayer with a rush now up for the lead. 5th Avenue now 2nd on the outside. Blissful Trip shuffled back, racing 3rd. A break of 3. Successful Romance is now 4th. Luxury Ride is in between horses. And down on the inside, Flame Stitch around the far turn. Stolen Prayer on top, sprinting with that lead by a length. 5th Avenue runs in 2nd. Down toward the inside, Blissful Trip races 3rd, followed by Successful Romance, then Luxury Ride, and Flame Stitch was steadied in behind Luxury Ride as the field turns for home. And 5th Avenue has taken the lead. Stolen Prayer 2nd on the inside. Blissful Trip battles on. Luxury Ride just in behind that group. Successful Romance far outside. 1 furlong to go now. Blissful Trip on the outside. 5th Avenue at the rail. Nip and tuck as they come down to the line. 5th Avenue very game. On the outside, Blissful Trip. Those two, it's going to be very close, and it's going to be... It appears 5th Avenue won very narrowly.
5th Avenue runs her record to 2 for 2 with a game nose victory over the late-moving Blissful Trip. Successful Romance back in the 3rd spot as the favorite in the field of 6. The winner, 5th Avenue, broke her maiden in New York and returned here victorious against a solid group of fillies, including a couple of shippers from out of town. She is 2 for 2, the first winner and the first stakes winner for her sire, Kentucky Derby winner Monarchos. 5th Avenue is a bay daughter of Monarchos from Shop Here by DeHare. Bred in Florida by Hobo Farm and owned by the GR&S stable, trained by Mark Hennig and ridden to victory by Pablo Fragoso. 5th Avenue covers the 5 furlongs in 58 and 1. We're going to head right back to Belmont now, and the Flash Stakes, $100,000 Grade 3 for the 2-year-olds on Friday. Let's head back to Belmont in the running of the Flash.
And they're off. Union Course. Breaking on top, Beacon Shine with a rush on the far outside. And there goes Speed of Sound. They hit the far turn. Speed of Sound hooks up immediately with Beacon Shine. And those two really going at it. Full throttle around the far turn. 5 lengths ahead of Tom Pest. On the outside, Mr. Z. And Union Course, the trailer. Around the far turn. Speed of Sound at the inside. Beacon Shine on the outside. A torrid head-to-head duel through a quarter in 21 and 4/5 seconds. And they hit the quarter pole. On the inside, Speed of Sound. On the outside, Beacon Shine. There's still nothing between them. They've been absolutely at each other full throttle the entire way. Union Course is third with 1 furlong to go. Inside the 8th pole, it's Beacon Shine, a narrow lead. Speed of Sound, very resilient at the rail. Speed of Sound, Beacon Shine, here's Union Course, here's the wire, and 3 noses, we're on it together. Beacon Shine, Speed of Sound, Union Course. Who won? I don't know.
Beacon Shine in a 3-way photo finish. This was one of the most exciting 2-year-old races, certainly in a long time in New York, despite the fact that the filly division of this race, the Fashion, was pretty exciting as well. But the 3 horses on the wire at the same moment. Beacon Shine in between horses, getting the nose victory over the late charging Union Course, who was well back early and flew through the stretch. Speed of Sound down on the rail and very game, losing the top spot by about a nose and a nose. The winner, Beacon Shine, is a dark bay or brown 2-year-old son of Montbrook from Unlimited Pleasure by Valid Appeal, bred by the Ocala Stud Farm in Florida, owned by Kinsman Stable, trained by Bill Mott, and ridden to victory by Javier Castellano. Beacon Shine completes the 5 furlongs at Belmont in 58 and 1. Right back to Friday's card at Belmont Park for the running of the Hill Prince for 3-year-olds on the turf, a Grade 3 and a full field. Let's head back to Belmont and the running of the Hill Prince.
And they're off. Slow beginning for Bay Crew. Tinseltown racing toward the early lead. Tad Drebe, Classic Campaign, is in the early mix, and Better Than Bonds there too, but on the far outside. So they hit that first turn. It comes up very quickly here. Tinseltown down toward the inside. Better Than Bonds on the outside. Tad Drebe is ranked and wrangled back into 3rd position. Classic Campaign a bit wild while running along in 4th. 2 lengths back, Ready Cafe on hold 5th. Bay Crew is now 6th. Then a break of 3 to Chief Commander. Alongside that one, Prince Rahi. And the early trailer is Crown Point, about 10 lengths from the pace up front, which is fairly easy early on, 24 and 4 for the first quarter. Down the backstretch run, Better Than Bonds now up for a short lead. Tinseltown concedes that lead with a half length behind in 2nd. Todd Drebe rating in 3rd. On the outside, Classic Campaign in the clear in 4th. 4th by 3. Bay Crew and Rada Cafe are running 5th and 6th down the backstretch run. A break of another 4 lengths back to Crown Point, who's made some progress now. Prince Rahi, and 6 lengths back to Chief Commander, who's dropped well behind. The half goes in 48 and 4/5 seconds. Better Than Bonds, Tinseltown. Tinseltown now grabs a short lead. Better Than Bonds counters and comes right back to reclaim it. Classic Campaign now asks for more, and there's Classic Campaign. 3rd and gaining on the outside. Todd Drebe loops just in behind the lead. Down at the rail, it's Rada Cafe trying to find his way through down toward the inside. He cut the corner nicely, and now the field turns for home. Classic Campaign charging up on the outside. Tinseltown, Better Than Bonds, Rada Cafe in full stride now. Prince Rahi on the far outside in the final furlong. Classic Campaign trying to gut it out for another 16th now. Rada Cafe driving to him on the outside. Prince Rahi. Here's Prince Rahi, Rada Cafe, and Classic Campaign. 3 noses on the wire again.
Ray de Cafe, another exciting finish, another 3-horse finish. Ray de Cafe splitting horses between horses, a nice effort with Prince Rahi on the outside, Classic Campaign on the inside. Prince Rahi did appear to be leaning in just a little bit, Ray de Cafe leaning out. Both of them kind of bore into the Classic Campaign, but the stewards did take no action as Ray de Cafe ends up earning his 2nd victory in a row, both of them by scant noses on the wire. The winner, Ray de Cafe, is a Chestnut 3-year-old son of King Mambo from Commodities by private account. He was bred in Kentucky by G. Watts Humphrey, owned by the breeder, trained by Rusty Arnold, and ridden to victory by Javier Castellano. Ray de Cafe covers the 1 1/8 on the turf at Belmont in 1:49.1. We're going to pause now for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll be taking a look at Saturday and Sunday's stakes-filled cards from Belmont. Please stay with us.
And finally, in sports tonight, billboards in Kentucky, welcoming you to the horse capital of the world, New York. How's that? Well, it's a marketing campaign to get Kentuckians to rally behind their horse industry. Folks down in the bluegrass must be getting a little worried, a little squeamish, a little verklempt over the incredible achievements of thoroughbreds bred right here in New York. Hey, don't worry, Kentucky. At least you still have a Derby.
The New York Breeding and Racing Program just keeps getting bigger and better. In 2005, registered New York breds will compete for a record $45 million in purses and incentives. And speaking of records, last year, New York breds won 40 open stakes, including Funnyside in the Grade 1 Jockey Club Gold Cup. Funnyside has won! People from all walks of life, from all sports, are getting with the program. Shouldn't you?
Welcome back, everyone, to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now with Saturday's stakes card from Belmont Park. We're going to kick it off with the True North Breeders' Cup for older sprinters. Let's head to Belmont. Tom Durkin's call.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Sing Me Back Home rushes up on the inside, Key Deputy on the outside. There goes Smokeum, and there goes Woke Up Dreamin' on a real scramble for the lead here. Woke Up Dreamin' splits horses up for a short lead. Key Deputy there. Smokeum down toward the inside third. At the fence, Voodoo in a bit tight, running in fourth. Vicarage fifth by 3. Willie the Valley is 6. Mass Media is now 7th with distinction is 8th. Sing Me Back Home is tailed off to the back of the pack. Agadan is the last of them all. 20 lengths away from a wild pace here, a 21-4 opening quarter. 3 furlongs from the wire. Smokeum toward the inside. On the outside, Woke Up Dreamin'. Woke Up Dreamin' short lead. Smokeum right there. Voodoo in behind and Key Deputy. Vicarage is 5th. After a half in 44-2, wilting fractions here at the top of the stretch. It is Woke Up Dreamin' roused to the lead by Mike Smith. Here comes Voodoo with a late charge, and Mass Media kicking in late. They're coming down to the finish. It is Woke Up Dreamin' in front. Voodoo and Mass Media. Woke Up Dreamin' wins by 2. Voodoo finished 2nd, Mass Media 3rd, and Smokeum was 4th.
Woke Up Dreamin' shipped in from the West Coast and was completely overlooked in the betting. Hard to believe that on Belmont Stakes Day, Pegram and Baffert can ship in from California with a very fast graded stakes-winning sprinter and be overlooked at 6-1 in the betting. He went gate to wire by 2 lengths over Longshot Voodoo, who suddenly was inspired to run another big race. This guy does pop up and run big ones from time to time. He may be past his very best consistently, but he's still a pretty capable sprinter. Mass Media at 5-1 shows a little bit better form than he had shown in a couple of his recent starts against a little bit better. The winner, Woke Up Dreamin', is a 5-year-old bay horse, a son of Dick Holy Bull from Dreamlike by Stormcat, bred in Kentucky by Harbor View Farm and owned by Mike Pegram. Trained by Bob Baffert and ridden to victory by Mike Smith. Woke Up Dreamin' covers the 6 furlongs at Belmont in 1:08.1. We're going to head right back to Belmont Park now in the running of the Just a Game Breeders' Cup Handicap. This is for 3-year-olds and up. Fillies and mares going a flat mile on the turf, grade 2. Let's head to Belmont now in the call of the Just a Game.
And they're off. Please take me out from the inside up for the early lead. In between horses, Mambo Slew is there, so too Sand Springs. Sand Springs up for a short lead. Please take me out now 2nd. Mambo Slew reined in to run back in 3rd. Changing World on hold 4th early. Risk Averse 5th toward the inside. Asti on the far outside is now 6th. And then it's Fortunate Damsel running in 7th. and Intercontinental on the far outside as they continue their run up the backstretch. And the early trailer is Wonder Again, just loping along in the early stages here. They continue their run up the backstretch, and it's Sand Springs still sparring with Please Take Me Out through a quarter in 23 2/5 seconds. Changing World is staying with those two. Risk Averse at the inside. Asti in between horses, Mambo Slew. And there goes Intercontinental now. Intercontinental begins to advance on the far outside. Around the far turn. Sand Springs in front now by a half length. Please Take Me Out working harder to stay with her. Asti poised on the outside third. Changing World between horses. On the outside, Intercontinental. Risk Averse down toward the rail, trying to come out for some running room. And Wonder Again is following her as the field turns for home. Top of the stretch. And it's Sand Springs the leader. Asti full out. Intercontinental is cut loose into the final furlong. But it's still Sand Springs holding on determinedly to the lead. Intercontinental is full out, but still a length and a half behind. Wonder Again comes with a flying finish, but won't get to Sand Springs today, who was the clear-cut winner. Intercontinental was second. Wonder Again was third. Close for fourth there between Asti and Fortunate Damso.
Sand Springs, a very impressive filly. She looked terrific in the paddock area, looked great on a very hot day. Didn't appear to be as washed out as some of the others, and kicked clear by 2.5 at 7-1 over the favorite Intercontinental. Wonder Again making her return to the races at the age of 6, well back early, got a little bit of pace into which to close, and kicked up nicely to finish in the third spot. The winner, Sand Springs, is a dark bay or brown 5-year-old mare, a daughter of Dynaformer from Lovely Martha by Stormbird. Was bred in Kentucky by Wilmot Stable, owned by the Sangster family stable and trained by Bill Mott, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Sand Springs covers the mile on the turf at Belmont in 1:33 flat. We're going to head right back to Belmont now in the running of the Grade 2 Riva Ridge for 3-year-olds on the main track. 7 furlongs the distance. Lost in the Fog, looking to run his record to 7 for 7. Let's head back to New York in the running of the Riva Ridge.
And they're off. Tiny Morrow breaks well, and so too does Lost in the Fog. Lost in the Fog is right there. Egghead with him on the outside. They're split by Middle Earth and Going Wild right up there in the early mix. So it's a wild early battle here. Going Wild, Lost in the Fog, and Middle Earth on the outside. Lost in the Fog now takes the lead. Going Wild is second, Lost in the Fog is third by 2. Egghead runs in fourth. Survivalist is fifth. Warplan 6 toward the inside. Tony Morrow, Proud Accolade trails the field. Lost in the Fog drove that quarter in 22-1. Hounded all the way by Going Wild and Middle Earth. 2.5 lengths back. Egghead has now asked for a bit more. He's still about 4.5 lengths behind as they round the far turn. Lost in the Fog under intense pressure here with 3 furlongs to go. Going Wild is already under the whip. Middle Earth and Egghead begins the roll. Lost in the Fog got a brilliant half there in 44-2, but Lost in the Fog is coming under a strong challenge from Middle Earth. Egghead swings into action on the outside. Lost in the Fog really tested today like he's never been tested before. Middle Earth. And on the outside, here's Egghead. Lost in the Fog is still there. Egghead full out. He's got 100 yards to catch him. Lost in the Fog, undefeated, and it'll stay that way. Lost in the Fog. Showed his heart today. His speed got him to mid-stretch, but his heart got him the rest of the way. Egghead and Middle Earth.
Lost in the Fog being pressed as he has not yet been pressed up to this point in his career. He does run his record to 7 for 7, but a huge effort by Egghead to run second. This was a racetrack that was quite kind to inside speed. Egghead rallying from off the pace in a 4-wide position throughout the run around the turn and falling only a length and a quarter short of the unbeaten Lost in the Fog. Middle Earth, a nice pace-pressing trip after a bobbling start to finish a solid third. The winner, Lost in the Fog, tested here, has run his record to 7 for 7. A terrific 3-year-old dark bay or brown son of Lost Soldier from Cloudbreak by Dr. Carter. Was bred in Florida by Susan Sieper, owned by Harry Aleo and trained by Greg Gilchrist. Ridden to victory by Edgar Prado, who was filling in for the injured Tyler Bays, and obviously a very impressive ride by Edgar to get the victory here. 7 furlongs for Lost in the Fog in 1:21 and 2. We're going to continue with the Belmont card now with the Grade 2 Brooklyn for older horses at 1 1/8. Funny Side returning to New York, as well as the return to the races, a couple of nice old New York horses. Let's head back to New York in the running of the Brooklyn.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Rogue Agent breaks on top. Limehouse good speed today. Cuba comes away third. Guigestar fourth. Chowders first, and Funny Side will run in the middle of the pack. He's fifth and on the outside now. Royal Assault comes away running in sixth. Spike the Devil and Evening Attire, as usual, will do his best running later on. He's last in the field in the early stages here. Rogue Agent's moving right along. Rogue Agent through a quarter at 23 3/5 seconds. Opens up 2 on Limehouse. Guigestar runs in third. Funny Side is in between horses in fourth. Chowders first to his inside, Cuba to his outside. 2 lengths back, Evening Attire's moved up a couple spots. Royal Assault. Rafael Bejarano trying to motivate him, still second last, and Spike the Devil has dropped back to trail the field. Rogue Agent drills a half in 46 1. Rogue Agent going to try to run as far as he can, as fast as he can. He's got a 2-length lead. Limehouse cutting into that lead at the half-mile pole. Then on the outside, Guigestar just hovering outside the leaders. He's third. Cuba's fourth and still running on well. Royal Assault is fifth. Jose Santos getting in the Funny Side. No response yet. He's still 6 lengths from the lead as the field comes to the top of the stretch. Rogue Agent throws in the towel. It's Limehouse and Guigestar head-to-head as they turn for home. Cuba swings into action on the outside. Funny Side is now fourth. Down to the final furlong here. Limehouse in front, trying to fend off Guigestar. Cuba on the outside third. Royal Assault, Funny Side fifth, and not today. Down to the wire. Limehouse, Guigestar, and Cuba. Limehouse won it. Won it by a length and a half over Guigestar, Cuba, and Royal Assault.
Limehouse getting the victory. Interestingly enough, Limehouse, who seems like he's been around for a long time, he's a 4-year-old, had never run at Belmont Park, clearly took nicely to the track. Again, at conditions favoring horses running fairly close to the pace. Limehouse and Guigestar both giving chase behind the speedy Rogue Agent. Cuba sitting just behind them, coming out a little bit into the stretch to finish third. Unfortunately, he was disqualified. Royal Assault moved up as Cuba was placed behind Funny Side after Funny Side did have to stretch when Cuba made a little bit of a move towards the rail, causing Jose Santos to have to take back on Funny Side as they were heading into the far turn. The winner, Limehouse, is a chestnut 4-year-old son of Grand Slam from Dixieland Blues by Dixieland Band. He was bred in Florida by Cheryl A. Curtin, owned by the Dogwood Stable and trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Limehouse covers the mile and an eighth in the Brooklyn, 149 3. We're going to head right back to New York now in the running of the Grade 1 Manhattan Handicap on the turf at 1 1/4 for older horses. Let's head back to Belmont, the running of the Manhattan.
And they're off. Quest Star, and on the inside, Artie Schiller. On the outside, Relaxed Gesture. Good Reward has come away running fourth. Then it's Mustan Faro's fifth in between horses, and Gara 3 wide 6 racing for the clubhouse turn. Then it's St. Stephen down on the hedge, followed by America Alive, was a little rank going into that turn. Meteor Storm takes up a position on the outside, then a break of another 2.5 lengths back to a lost, and McCaw's just lumbering along in the early going here. Around the clubhouse turn, and Quest Star has moved on to take the lead. Quest Star in front now by a half a length. Artie Schiller on the inside second. Relaxed Gesture kept up on the pace third. The pace slow to develop here at 25 flat opening quarter. Moving up the backstretch run now, and now they are coming after Quest Star. Artie Schiller with a quick and decisive move there, moves right alongside Quest Star. Relaxed Gesture in the clear on the outside, fourth, and Good Reward. Good Reward is an inviting opening on the inside, moving up into third position now. Relaxed Gesture is back to fourth. Then Mustan Far, St. Stephen down toward the inside, followed by Angara. Media Storm is running seventh, only about 6 lengths from the lead. America Alive, 6 lengths back to a lost, and McCaw. 49 4 was the opening half mile. Very comfortable here, and it's still Quest Star in front. There's still room on the inside for Good Reward. Artie Schiller poised on the outside. Around the far turn, Quest Star still takes them along. 3 furlongs to go, and he's got the lead by a length. On the outside, Artie Schiller right there with them second. Good Reward toward the inside third. And Gars between horses fourth. Relaxed Gestures fifth on the outside. St. Stephen's coming through and opening toward the inside. Mustan Far's right in the thick of it too. Relaxed Gesture, Meteor Storm on the far outside. Into the final furlong. And Good Reward is taking the lead. Artie Schiller's in full stride on the outside. St. Stephen coming up the fence. Angara coming with a flying finish. Relaxed Gesture is there too. It is still Good Reward holding on to the lead. Artie Schiller, Relaxed Gesture. Here's the wire. And Good Reward wins it under an absolutely brilliant ride by Jerry Bailey. It was close for second. Relaxed Gesture, lost on the outside, and Artie Schiller.
Good Reward is now 2 for 2 at 10 furlongs on the turf, both of them in Grade 1 company. Sits just off the early pace and gets that perfect rail trip under Jerry Bailey to win by a half at 15-1 over Longshot. Relaxed Gesture coming in off of an allowance win last out. Artie Schiller showing his usual good early speed, only a nose back in the third spot. He was very, very close and very game, perhaps at a distance a little bit longer than his very best, but a very nice effort nonetheless. Good Reward, very impressive at this distance on the turf course once again. Good Reward is a bay 4-year-old son of Stormcat from the great mare Heavenly Prized by Seeking the Gold. Bred in Kentucky by the Phipps Stable and owned by the Phipps Stable, trained by Shug McGahee and ridden to victory by Jerry Bailey. Good Reward covers the 1.25 miles on the firm Belmont turf in 2 minutes and 3/5. Next up, of course, the Grade 1 Belmont Stakes, $1 million, the third leg of the Triple Crown, 1.5 miles around the Belmont Park Oval. Let's head back to Belmont and the running of the Belmont Stakes.
They are in the gate. And they're off. And Pinpoint breaking quickly toward the inside. A. Piero with some early speed. On the outside, Southern Africa, as they make their way into that first turn. Chekhov caught very wide. Indy Storm is also in the early mix. So they move into the first turn, and it's Pinpoint to be the leader. A. Piero alongside him. Southern African on the outside runs in third. Chekhov is 4 wide, while fourth. Giacomo's got a good spot early. He's running fifth toward the inside. He's only about 3 or 4 lengths from the early lead. Very close for Giacomo. Indy Storm on the outside is now 6. Watchman is 7th in between horses by 2 lengths. And then it's a Fleet Alex, who is now running in 9th position. On the inside, Reverberate. On the outside, Andromeda's Hero. And a long way back to Nolan's Cat. The first quarter went in 24 2/5 seconds. They run the opening half mile in 48 3, so the pace is slow to develop here as they begin that long run down the Belmont backstretch. And it's Pinpoint with the lead. A. Piero right up and on the pace, running in second. On the outside, Southern Africa third. Chekhov just 1.5 lengths behind the lead in fourth. Giacomo is moving sweetly at this stage. He's fifth, only about 3 lengths from the lead. Then it's Watchman, 6th toward the rail. Indy Storm is now 7th. Fleet Alex is still lingering at the back of the pack. He's about 10 lengths from the lead with 5.5 furlongs to go. Andromeda's Hero on the outside of him. Reverberate to his inside, a long way back to Nolan's Cat. 3 quarters in 12 4. So Pinpoint is trying to do it all the way on the lead here. Pinpoint is still the leader as they approach the far turn. Southern Africa on the far outside. And there goes A. Piero. And there goes Giacomo. Giacomo rallying on the outside and rallying boldly. Indy Storm is following him. A Fleet Alex. Jeremy Rose is yet to make a move on him. He's still 5 lengths from the lead, and he's running on strongly. And now the field approaching the top of the stretch. Giacomo on the outside is the leader as the field turns for home. But here comes the Preakness winner, a Fleet Alex on his outside. And Southern Africa battles on at the rail. And a Fleet Alex just ran right by Giacomo like he was standing still. A Fleet Alex opening up with a tremendous burst of energy. He's 5 lengths clear at the 8th pole. Andromeda's Hero is now moved into second. Southern Africa third. Giacomo is faded. Nolan's Cat. A compelling, outstanding performance by the plucky of Fleet Alex. He won by 6 or 7 lengths. Andromeda's Hero was second by another 7. The maiden Nolan's Cat was third. Indy Storm was fourth.
A Fleet Alex and Jeremy Rose, a very impressive performance at the end of the 1.25 miles. This guy had kicked clear by 7. and running on as straight as a string through the stretch drive. Last few years, we've seen horses crossing the line in the Belmont Stakes looking like they were ready to drop. The final time wasn't brilliantly fast, but a Fleet Alex just looked wonderful through the running of the stretch. Andromeda's Hero made up quite a bit of ground to finish a very good second. Long shot Nolan's Cat at 20-1. This was a maiden in the Belmont Stakes and only 20-1 in a very, very strange looking odds board for the Belmont Stakes, with the even money favorite of Fleet Alex, 5-1 on the Derby winner Giacomo. Everybody else in double digits, but nobody above 20-1, interestingly enough. But Fleet Alex, it's hard to say too much about this colt. He has done so much. He was a terrific 2-year-old early in his season last year, has continued to train on beautifully. Now 2 out of 3 in the Triple Crown belong to a Fleet Alex. Jeremy Rose riding once again a tremendous performance. A Fleet Alex is a 3-year-old bay colt, a son of Northern Afleet from Maggie Hawk by Hawkster. He was bred in Florida by John Martin Silvertand. He is owned by the Cassius King stable and trained by Tim Ritchie. Ridden to victory by Jeremy Rose, a Fleet Alex completes the 1.5 miles at the Belmont in 2:28.3. One more stakes race to bring to you. On Sunday, they ran the Vagrancy. Unfortunately, they moved this race off of the Belmont card. It's always been a staple on the Belmont undercard. It is a sprint for older fillies and mares, and turned out to be a very good field and a very competitive race. Let's head back down to New York in the running of the Vagrancy.
And they're off. Sensibly Chic, Smoky Glacken, Friendly Michelle up for the lead. Smoky Glacken there on the inside, under Sister now third. Sensibly Chic fourth on the outside. Bank Audit right up there and running in fifth. Emerald Earring sixth. Tracy Girl seventh. 40 moves is eighth by 3. And Baldemera at the back of the pack. Racing for the far turn. Scramble on for that lead there. Ender Sister comes through on the inside of Smoky Glacken. Friendly Michelle now back running in third. Sensibly Chic moving from fourth. 22-1. A hotly contested first quarter there. Around the far turn, Ender Sister by ahead. On the outside, Smoky Glacken still pressing in second. Sensibly Chic ranges up from third. Here comes Emerald Earrings. Moving strongly on the far outside from fourth. Friendly Michelle just in behind the lead. And 40 moves, and Tracy Girl fan wide into the stretch. And the field turns for home. And it's Sensibly Chic off the turn with the lead. Sensibly Chic in front. Ender Sister fights on gamely at the inside. Smoky Glacken is third. And then it's Emerald Earrings who's now fourth. Bank Audit splits horses and comes on through from fifth. But they're all chasing and not catching Sensibly Chic. Won by 3 decisive lengths here. Bank Audit finished second. Ender Sister close for fourth there. Baldemera and Emerald Earrings.
Would have been nice to have a New York bred stakes winner on the undercard of the Belmont Stakes, as Sensibly Chic picks up the victory after 3 consecutive second place finishes rather. She breaks through with a 3 3/4 length victory as the favorite over Bank Audit, with Ender Sister in the third spot at 17-1. Another nice effort from Sensibly Chic, who is a 5-year-old chestnut daughter of Distorted Humor from Regina's Honor by Hero's Honor. Bred in New York by the McMahon Thoroughbreds and Windstar Farm, owned by Lois S. Nervit and trained by Tim Tulloch Jr. Sensibly Chic, ridden to victory by John Velasquez, completes the distance of 6.5 furlongs of the Grade 2 Vagrancy in 1:16.1. That's going to wrap up a busy edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you'll be able to join us once again as we take a look next week at races from around the country on Horses and Courses. Until then, have a great week at the races.